All right, today we are diving into a real mystery. We're going to look at this short, super strange piece of text that, honestly, at first glance, just looks like complete and utter nonsense. But what if it's not? What if, buried in all that noise, there's actually a story? Just look at this. More sand. Oh, more champion. I mean, what do you even make of that? It feels totally random, right? Jumbled. Kind of like a radio signal that's been completely scrambled. But today, we're not going to dismiss it. We're going to treat it like a puzzle that's just waiting to be solved.
So, what are we really looking at here? Is this some kind of echo from our ancient past? Or maybe, just maybe, it's a cryptic message about where we're all headed? That's the big question we're going to try and tackle together as we decipher this thing. So, let's start by looking at the whole message. Okay, to solve this, we really need to see the entire source material, all of it. And just a little warning, it's a bit of a chaotic ride. And there it is, the whole shebang. You know, at first glance, this kind of confirms what we were thinking. It's just a mess of repeated words and phrases that don't make sense. It's so easy to just look at this and say, nope, that's just static. But what if there's a pattern hidden in there? What if there's a story buried deep inside this noise, just waiting for us to find it? Well, that's what we're here to do.
So where on earth do we even begin with something like this? Well, like trying to crack any code, the first step is always to find something you recognize, some anchor words that can give us a foothold in this sea of noise. And almost immediately, boom, we get our first massive clue. Homo sapien. Okay, the spelling's a little off, but come on. The intent here is so clear. This has to be Homo sapiens. This is about us. All of a sudden, this jumbled text has a subject. It's a message about humanity. And it doesn't stop there. You dig a little deeper in the text, and you find two more simple but incredibly powerful words. The end. So think about this. Now we have a protagonist, Homo sapien, and we have a clear conclusion. The basic skeleton of a story is actually starting to take shape. And beyond our two main anchors, as we keep digging, we can pull out other really powerful thematic words. Look at these. Champion, savior, heat, sand. These aren't just random words floating around. They're huge concepts. They hint at big ideas like struggle and hope, and even the very environment where this story might be taking place. But the clues aren't just in the individual words themselves. No, there's a deeper layer to this message, and it's hidden in the rhythm of the text, in the words that are said over and over and over again. And this chart just makes it so incredibly clear. Look at how often the words more, sand, and the sound oh pop up. This isn't an accident, this is emphasis. More seems to suggest this constant desire, this striving for something. Sand paints a picture of a world, maybe a harsh one, a desolate one. And oh, well, oh is the sound of it all, isn't it? It's the sound of surprise, of awe, of pain, of just being. So, and this is the crucial point. We now have all our pieces. We've got a beginning, we've got an end, we've got these big thematic keywords, and we've got a recurring rhythm. With all these clues, we can stop seeing this as just noise and start seeing it for what it might actually be, an unbelievably condensed story of humanity. So check this out. Here's one way you could piece this whole thing together. Step 1, we'll call it emergence. Homo sapien appears on the scene. That's our beginning. Step 2 is the struggle. The world is a place of heat and sand, a pretty challenging environment to survive in. Then comes step 3, aspiration. In this world, we're constantly crying out for more. We're looking for a champion or a savior. That's that classic human drive to overcome. And then step 4, finality, the end. The story reaches its conclusion. You know, thinking about this text as a story, as this minimalist epic poem about our entire species, it really forces you to take a step back and think. If our grand, complicated history can be boiled down to these few repeated words, what does that really say about us? What is the echo that we're leaving behind? Let's go back to this line from the text. Oh, more sand, sand, the end. When we first saw this, it meant absolutely nothing. It was just gibberish. But now it feels like a summary of everything, doesn't it? The emotion, oh, our insatiable desire, and the harsh reality we live in, more sand, sand. And, of course, the inevitable conclusion, the end. It's the entire narrative we just uncovered, packed into just 5 words. It's incredible.
So, what started out as complete nonsense has somehow transformed into this incredibly powerful, abstract reflection of the entire human journey. It's a pretty stark and honestly a humbling way to look at things, and it leaves us with one final, haunting question. If our whole entire story can be told in a whisper like this, what is the next sound we will make?